Hi there, welcome to BounceBack. I'm Dr. April, and today I'm going to be talking about body image. You know, I like to start my program off with a scripture verse, so today it can be found in Psalm 139:14. It says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. So today I want to talk about the drive for body perfection. How many know it can get quite extreme? Oh yes, I've seen some people really get seriously sick from this drive to have the perfect body. I've seen people purging. I've seen people taking laxatives. I've seen people starving themselves, with the deprivation of calories. I've seen people doing excessive exercising. And I've seen some that had such an intense fear of gaining weight. They watched every type of food that went into their mouth, and it became really obsessive. Some of these people do indeed meet criteria, for anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, and avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. And, these are very serious conditions, and they can cause very serious medical issues. Also, people with eating disorders are at high risk for suicidal and medical treatment. Yes. There is help from the National Eating Disorders Association, an organization called FEAST, and the Academy for Eating Disorders. These are powerful resources for those suffering with those disorders, those eating disorders. Very serious stuff. I mean, I've seen women that actually look like skeletons, really bad. I've seen people get so sick and, so like gaunt looking, and even it looked like not normal at all. And some of this comes, in fact, because of such a need to be so perfect. And but the exact cause of eating disorders is really not known. Researchers believe that they are caused by an interaction of factors, which include genetic, biological, behavioral, psychological, and social factors. I do want to point out that eating disorders in teens actually has exploded during the pandemic. Yes. In an article from New York Times, author Lisa D'Amour speaks about this, and she says this: the National Eating Disorder Association helpline has had a 40% jump in overall call volume since March of 2020. Some reasons for this, she says adolescents lose the familiar rhythm of the school day and were distanced from the support of their friends. Also, eating disorders have been linked with high achievement. And driven teens who might have poured out their energy, like into academic, athletic, or extracurricular pursuits, suddenly had too much time on their hands. And there was maybe an increase in emotional eating, and also being at home made food readily available. Teenagers spending more time on social media, scrutinizing images of peers and influences on highly visual social media, has been implicated in body dissatisfaction and disordered eating. So what am I saying there? They compare themselves, and this can create a downward spiral in the body image and self-esteem. Let me stop right here. How many know that many are comparing themselves to Photoshop, airbrush, and filtered photos? So they're comparing themselves to that which ain't even real, in this drive to have a perfect body. I used to talk to my mentor about, I'm putting on some weight and all of this, blah, blah. And he'd say, you know what, April? I go, what, Bob? He says, well, there's all kinds of shapes in the kingdom. And I was like, that was interesting. We all want to have this hourglass, but maybe God hasn't made you to be hourglass. Maybe you're more of the pear shaped. And there's all kinds of shapes in the kingdom. And he said also to me, he goes, why not accept the changes? And so many of us women don't want to accept the changes that as we get older, our metabolism does slow down rather, and there are hormonal changes and imbalances and various things like this, and we still want to look like we did when we were 20. And you can, but you might have to work a little harder to get there. So I'll just put that out there. So when should a parent worry if their kid may have this kind of disorder, eating disorders? Well, if a child loses 10 to 20 pounds, if the child becomes secretive about eating, or if you're suddenly seeing all different kinds of food disappear, or skipping meals or refusing to eat food from certain categories, like I can't eat any carbs, no carbs, none at all, and this extreme kind of thing, or if they start hoarding food, if your child expresses excessive guilt or anxiety around food or eating, they have this anxiety all the time about it, or oh, I'm so uncomfortable with my body kind of thing. Know that teens are trying to create their own identity, and many have an increased preoccupation with image and social acceptance. Peers have a huge influence. Oh my God, you always want to be like your friends, and you want to look as good as your friends. And I remember as a teenager, I'd see these girls on the beach, and their bodies were just outright perfect, and I would sit there and pick at my body. Oh, this is too big, this is too small, this needs work, and never being happy. Very, very sad stuff. I wonder what God thinks about all of this. I think that we're too consumed with earthly things, and that we don't have our mind on heavenly things. Okay, and finding our peace with God, and we're looking for peace in other places, acceptance in other places, and we could say that this is like idolatry. Yeah. Social media has a huge influence on what culture likes. All right, advertisements, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My God, we're bombarded with images of how we're supposed to look, but if you notice through the years that, those image changes. Culture says, oh no, now if you have wide hips, this is attractive. Oh no, if you have skinny eyebrows, now this is attractive. I mean, culture changes, and you can just go crazy with all the different kinds of changes. And we're bombarded with imagery. Size 0 women walking down the platforms wearing these, tight dresses, and they look like they're perfect, like walking down. They almost look like the mannequins walking down the platforms, and we must look like this. I mean, it's kind of crazy, no? Facebook, we're constantly bombarded with images on Facebook and various things like this. How many know that the internet in general is as places many young adults use it's a place rather where young adults use to define themselves. Media has created the ideal of thinness, which can be harmful to other body images, and creates an unreal ideal through comparison. Yes. It seems that culture does go through fads, and I just shared this before, that sometimes it's a bag of bones, other times it's a bigger buttocks, and the list can go on and on. How many know that Barbie dolls have been the cultural icon of female beauty? Yes? We all have to look like Barbie, and the men gotta look like Ken. Well, who said so? Well, culture dictates that to you. Now they even have a thing called Thinspiration, where you can go on, websites and get these Thinspiration ideas. I don't know. It can get a bit crazy, yes. Hannah Dodaro in her thesis points out several things. That Victoria's Secret models are all perfectly tall, skinny, and toned. Okay, so now we look to Victoria's Secrets to tell us what we're supposed to look like. Also, Avon had a slogan that dimples are cute on your face, but not on your thighs. Yes, and we have Gold's Gym, who showed a picture of a pear and a slogan underneath that said, "This is no shape for a girl." Okay. So you see, if you don't have an hourglass figure, you are not beautiful. If you're not a bag of bones, you're not beautiful. But what does the Lord have to say about all of this? Well, vanity, vanity, grasping for the wind. How many know that God is very much concerned about our health? Yes. We find in 3 John 1:2, it says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers." How many know that God has created each of us with our own unique beauty and shape? How many know diversity is beautiful? I mean, we all don't want to look the same, do we? I mean, why? Why? God made us all uniquely beautiful. Yes. How many know that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart? So God is looking at our hearts. We find in Proverbs 31:10, it says, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised." So we have a whole bunch of women, and even men, they're into that bodybuilding, want to look perfect and what have you. But, a lot of women, have starved themselves. I mean, literally starved themselves. And now their metabolism is like really shut down. And, it's really bad. And women have popped down laxatives. Oh, God. And there has been colon cleanses, and there has been squeezing juices, fruit squeezing, I don't know what they call it. There has been all of it, and exercising to like extremes. It's gone chaotic, and I feel like Satan has been having a field day, especially with women. You're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. Your body is this is too small, this is too big, this has to be like, Satan is doing this, and you know what? His purpose is to rob, kill, and destroy, all right? And he hates women, okay? He hates women. You need to know that. And has worked overtime to bring destruction to our bodies, and it's a very sad thing. In my next session, I'm going to be talking about obesity. I talked a little bit about the drive for thinness, but now I want to talk about obesity and how that wreaks havoc in many people's lives. And how many know too thin and too fat, that these are not healthy, right? It's not healthy, either one. God cares about our health, and God cares about how our heart is. Nothing is more beautiful than a woman with a gentle and quiet spirit. Okay, and people don't want we don't want to hear about that gentle, quiet spirit. No, we want to hear about how beautiful we look, how great we are. And but stay tuned to my next session. I'm going to be talking about obesity now, so stay tuned. Hey, my new website has just been launched, DrAministries.org. You can see my up and coming events, my conferences. You can watch my archive BounceBack shows. You can watch me live. There's a link there you can click. You can purchase my books. You can send prayer requests. And you know what? You can help support this ministry by sowing a seed. There's a donate button there. I would say go to DrAministries.org. Well, hi there. Welcome back. Now I'm going to be talking on obesity. How many know that people have frozen their fat, sucked out their fat, cut out their fat? We've had tummy tucks. How many people have gone to great lengths to look perfect? But I want to talk about this thing called obesity, and that's a major issue, especially here in the United States. I know that we have a lot of fast food and high caloric drinks and various things like that. But obesity may result from a combination of causes and contributing factors. The Mayo Clinic points out this: most people's diets are too high in calories, often from fast food, there you go, and high caloric beverages. All right. Many people have jobs that are very sedentary. Also, we now have remote controls, escalators, online shopping, and drive-through banks. My goodness, when you think about that, we do everything for comfort. Okay, I don't want to walk all the way across the parking lot. I'm going to get a spot close to the store. I like this drive-through banks, online shopping, and and many of us live a very sedentary lifestyle, and even the kids today. Where I remember growing up, we were thrown out of the house early in the morning. We weren't allowed back in until it got dark. Go play, go roller skate, go play hit ball, go, be active. But now it's video games and all day long on the video or on the Facebook or on the cell phones. I mean, it's become kind of crazy, and we've cut out vital activity levels that we need to have in our lives for good health. Yes. So obesity, there may be genetic and behavioral and metabolic and hormonal balances. How many know that these are also reasons for obesity? It's not always that we've been eating so much, okay? But obesity occurs when you take in more calories than you burn through normal daily activities and exercise. This is usually how we put on weight, right? But like I said, there are metabolic and hormonal balances as well. All right, so don't be telling a person, you just gotta stop all of that eating. Maybe there was a thyroid issue where they put on that weight. Okay, so let's not be so quick to judge when we see somebody putting on a few pounds. Do you know that in depression that there are some people who may put on 10% more body weight during a depressive episode? Did you know that? So, we got to be very careful when we're judging things like this, okay? How many know that your body will store these excess calories as fat? All right, so that's when you're taking more calories than you burn. How many know that sometimes what may be a factor is family inheritance and influences, okay? The genes you inherit from your parents may affect the amount of body fat you store and where that fat is distributed. Have you ever looked at a family and you see some families that all of them have huge, very big hips? Yeah, because the fat is being distributed in that particular area, and it's genetic, okay? Genetics may also play a role in how efficiently your body converts food into energy, how your body regulates your appetite, and how your body burns calories during exercise, yes. But I will say this, that obesity tends to run in families. That's not just because of the genes they share, all right? Family members also tend to share similar eating and activity habits. Yes. Here's another cause of obesity, lifestyle choices, all right? An unhealthy diet. A diet that's high in calories, lacking in fruits and vegetables, full of fast food, and laden with high-calorie beverages and oversized portions contributes to weight gain. Now, I'll tell you what, I went to another country, France, okay? And they gave us portions like just a little bit, a little bit of meat, a little vegetable. And I said, well, what is this? They go, this is a healthy portion. And I'm like, well, I don't know. When I go to the Italian restaurant at home, man, they play oversized portions in the U.S. Let me tell you, in other countries, not all countries, but in a lot of other countries, the portions are very small. Matter of fact, when I went to France, I had we had the dinner, and then you know what? We were ordering a pizza pie afterwards because we were still hungry. Liquid calories. People can drink many calories without feeling full, especially calories from alcohol, let's say. Other high-calorie beverages, such as sugared soft drinks, can contribute to significant weight gain. I've heard about many people losing weight simply by cutting out, the sodas. The sodas, yeah. Or inactivity, which I shared earlier, a sedentary lifestyle. Certain diseases and medications may contribute to weight gain. All right, and some people, obesity can be traced to a medical cause such as Prader-Willi syndrome, Cushing syndrome, and other conditions. Medical problems such as arthritis also can lead to decreased activity, which may result in weight gain. So it's not just about overeating all the time, okay? Medications can lead to weight gain if you don't compensate through diet or activity. I know people who put on prednisone. I mean, oh my God, they put on weight like crazy. So I have seen that. some medications such as antidepressants and anti-seizure medications and diabetic medications and antipsychotic medications, steroids and beta blockers have contributed to weight gain. And how about maybe social and economic issues that may contribute to weight gain, like your age? Obesity can occur at any age, even in young children. But as you change, as you age, and I shared this earlier, hormonal changes and a less active lifestyle increase your risk of obesity. In addition, the amount of muscle in your body tends to decrease with age. Generally, lower muscle mass leads to a decrease in metabolism. These changes also reduce calorie needs and can make it harder to keep off excess weight. If you don't consciously control what you eat and become more physically active as you age, you will likely gain weight. I mean, you often see this, people in their 50s where they get the pot belly, and things like that. And, other factors, pregnancy. Weight gain is common during pregnancy. Yes, that's pretty obvious. Some women find this weight difficult to lose after the baby is born. This weight gain may contribute to the development of obesity in women. Also, quitting smoking is often associated with weight gain. I could tell you when I quit smoking, I put on 17 pounds. None of my clothes fit anymore, but guess what? I was able to breathe a whole lot better and didn't get bronchitis every year. Quitting smoking was a better deal. Yes, and I did eventually take off that weight. So don't let that hinder you from quitting smoking. Lack of sleep. Not getting enough sleep or getting too much sleep can cause changes in hormones that increase appetite. You may also crave foods high in calories and carbs, which can contribute to weight gain. And now here's a major one: stress. Many external factors that affect mood and well-being may contribute to obesity. People often seek more high-calorie food when experiencing stressful situations. Let me just stop right there. There are many out there that are stress eaters. I happen to be one that sometimes goes to the refrigerator when I'm under high stress. And I have to stop myself and say, okay, am I really hungry? All right? Or am I angry? Or am I just lonely? Or am I just tired? They use that whole acronym there before, really going into that refrigerator and grabbing some food. So you got to watch out for that stress eating. Also, they have this word called microbiome, and that's your gut bacteria are affected by what you eat and may contribute to weight gain or difficulty losing weight. Even if you have one or more of these risk factors, it doesn't mean that you're destined to develop obesity. You can counteract most risk factors through diet, physical activity and exercise, and behavior changes. And I said a lot there, but we have to consider all of these things because you know what? There are medical things that happen to us when we get obese. There may be an increase of heart disease and strokes, high blood pressure, abnormal cholesterol levels, okay? And these are all risk factors for heart disease and strokes. We got to be very careful with this obesity, with all the medical things that happen as a result of that. Yes, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, digestive problems, osteoarthritis, okay? Obesity increases the stress placed on weight-bearing joints in addition to promoting inflammation within the body. These factors may lead to complications such as what I just said, osteoarthritis. And here's a new one: severe COVID-19 symptoms. Obesity increases the risk of developing severe symptoms if you become infected with the virus that causes coronavirus disease. People who have severe cases of COVID may require treatment in intensive care units or even mechanical assistance to breathe. Yes. Quality of life. How many know that obesity can diminish the overall quality of life? You may not be able to do physical activities that you used to enjoy. You may even avoid public places, like the beach. Well, I'm not going to go to the beach and show my flabby thighs, or these kinds of things, and I understand. My goodness. You might become depressed because you're so overweight. Maybe experiencing some shame and guilt, and again, social isolation, lower work achievement. Anyway, there are things you can do to stop that weight issue. Okay, and you can see a medical doctor regarding healthy weight loss. Okay, starving yourself, I'll tell you what, I could tell you that I've tried a lot of these things, and it just, you starve yourself and you start to eat, and then you gain more weight than you lost, and it's called the rebound effect. All right, you want to take off the weight gradually, not drastically, gradually, slowly over time, and better chances of keeping that weight off. This is an issue that's very near and dear to my heart. My brother was morbidly obese and developed diabetes, and then the amputation of the leg, and then the kidney disease, and he finally died, and which could have, I do believe, have been prevented had he changed made some better choices in his life. But food addiction is very real, my friends. And if you go to the food for comfort, it's likely you're going to become obese. We really got to look at this. How many know that our bodies are the temple of the living God, and we're called to tend to our own gardens? The Bible speaks of making our bellies our God. My goodness. So I just want to pray for you out there. If you may be struggling out there with weight gain, or going through all of these things and to no avail, Father, I ask that you help them to make better choices, or see a doctor to have effective weight loss, and deal with any other issues that may be contributing to that weight gain, Lord. Father, I ask that you help the people of God out there watching, the ones that are, maybe purging, taking laxatives, or doing all kinds of things. Father God, help them, I pray, in the name of Jesus, to make better choices, my goodness, and to take care of their temples, because we house the living God in our temple, and we must take care of our temple. So, Father, I thank you for your help and assistance in Jesus' name. See you next time. All done. Hey, my new website, DrAMinistries.org, has just been launched, and you could purchase my books on that website. Me and Bad Boys, Recovering from Intimate Partner Violence. We have Ex-Drama Queen. If you've been in any kind of trauma, this is an awesome book. And Prophetic Supernatural Streams, all about the prophetic ministry. I would say go to DrAMinistries.org and purchase a book right away.